Okay.
All right.
Well, let's talk more about goggles.
Yeah, so this is another hitch in the works or whatever you want to call it. Launching at
Yeah.
$500 on sale out of the gate and shipping. I mean, already shipped to customers. Shipping
Yeah.
is the SkyO4X Pro. SkyO4X Pro is
Oh.
essentially the SkyO4X V2, but we have an
Uh-huh.
upgraded panel,
1920 by
1080p.
1080. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1080p panel. I got 720 100 HDMI in, so you
Uh-huh.
can do. I don't
You
think the
can eat.
Walkstone module does. The Walkstone
Yes.
module do
Yes,
that?
it does. Yes, it does.
Okay,
So
so the
you can
HD0
do you
won't,
can
but the
do
Walkstone will.
you
Yeah.
if you use this with a walk snail module, you'll get the full 100 FPS low latency. We don't know whether there is additional latency. Like a lot of times you'd see one
Right.
additional frame of latency on the HDMI input. So you may see 16 milliseconds of additional latency. Actually, sorry, at 100 frames per second, it's not 16 milliseconds. It's, I don't know what it is. It's 10 milliseconds. I don't know. But you may see a little bit of additional latency there, but it is usable at the full low latency mode with Walksnail, not with HD0 because the HD0 standalone doesn't output 90 FPS.
Right.
Go ahead.
Also, technically you lose quadversity. That seems to be like the only downside with these goggles.
Don't care.
If you were interested in quadversity, you cannot do that with these because they're using that base for other
Yeah.
stuff.
But I would either use the module that it comes with. The Skyzone Steady View module is not bad. It has had issues in the past, and they've solved those issues as far as I know. Any of these sort of frame combining modules like the Rapid Fire, the Fusion, and the Steady View, there will always be potential for there to be some camera that they're not working nicely with, and you get screen rolling. That's not unique to Skyzone. It's just a thing you have to deal with whenever you're doing sync pulse reconstruction. So I think the SteadyView module is not quite on par with the Rapid Fire and the Fusion, but more than good enough that I would use it. Or if I really cared, I'd get a Rapid Fire and I'd slap a Rapid Fire in there or a Fusion. The lack of quadversity, I think that's mostly just a marketing thing.
This is a little pop-in question to ask. Are you going to test that SpeedyB module? Like, are you still doing analog testing?
What SpeedyView module? The receiver
SpeedyB
module?
just launched a VRX module, yeah.
Shut up.
Sorry, this is... no, I didn't mean to derail.
No, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I really, it's been so long since I tested analog. Testing analog is such a pain in the ass because you have to literally put a GoPro inside the goggles. I owned, oh God, I sold those. I sold/gave them away. I had 2 sets of HDO goggles that I used for analog testing with a camera, with a GoPro literally recording the screen so people could see what it was showing. And I was like, at some point, I was like, in the last 2 years, I was like, I guess that's it. There's not going to be any more analog modules. And I got rid of them. I'm not even sure I could do a good job testing this, except to just slap it in an HD0 goggles and fly it around. Oh, I could buy a second set of HD0 goggles. Oh my God. HD0 goggles have HDMI out on they'll transmit the analog out the HDMI. I wouldn't have to do GoPro in the screen anymore. I'm buying a second set of HD0 goggles just for this. Done. No.
All right.
I'm joking.
No. Okay.
Does it do like frame combining and sync reconstruction like Rapid Fire?
I mean, it's better for the price, but
Signal
yes,
analysis
so.
and fusion. Yeah, it says fusion. That's what that means. Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be how much? $110. It's the same price as the TBS Fusion. Well, that's interesting.
If you click just the receiver because there's an antenna version. So I think it's only 90, right? If you click on the
Oh, that's cheaper than Fusion. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, the thing is, what Rapid Fire and Fusion and Steady View do, it's like, it's not that it's easy because as Steady View showed, you can screw it up. But it's not like now people kind of know what they're doing. And I wonder which receiver chip they use. Is it the 5808 or the other one that's better?
Well,
That'd be a big...
for a while, we've had the Wildfire, the Foxier module around that price point. You know,
that one's not as good.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if this lands there or if they were able to get the same like performance.
Yeah, there's the RX 5808 receiver chip, and then there's another chip whose name I don't know off the top of my head that has more sensitivity. It's an FM receiver chip, and it's used in the Fusion and the Rapid Fire, and presumably the Steady View, although I'm not sure. and that gives it just better sensitivity. It can just pull in weaker signals, and that makes them better. So if it doesn't have that, I don't know. But that's
All
exciting.
Right.
So going back to the Skyzone goggle, $500. $500.
Yeah.
HD0 goggle. How much?
Yeah, HD0 goggles currently 600.
$600.
So if you look
sure?
at, they're about to go down to 500 for Black Friday, 11/23 in 2 days.
Okay.
But if you look at, there's also technically a sale for the release of the O4X Pro. It looks like they're marketing it at 600, marked down to 500, right?
They'll never sell it at that price, though, I would guess.
You think so? Okay.
They'll
I didn't
just
know if
always
this would
be
go
on
up
sale.
after the initial release. Okay.
Nah. I mean, I don't know. Prices, that's not usually how Skyzone operates, but I could be wrong. I'm going to guess they're just saying 600 as a, just to make it seem like you're getting a better deal.
Like a market value.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so if we compare, right, HD0, obviously open source, has some different options. They have that module bay that has the Wi-Fi stuff, right? So more customizable and things. But if you just want to compare raw goggles, right, you've got HD0 goggles for 600. They come with an HD0 module in them. But to run analog, if you want to run analog, you need to buy the module bay plus a TBS Fusion or Rapid Fire, right?
Yep.
So you're going to pay 120 plus, what's the bay cost? 50, I think?
No. Does it cost 50? Really?
Hold on. You have to tell me. I could be wrong.
$50?
Yes.
Oh my God. It's just a piece of plastic. Take it easy.
So I think there's a chip in there or something, right? Because they can do Wi-Fi.
Well, the Wi-Fi one. Oh, is the Wi-Fi one $50? Oh, the PCB one is only $30. That's better.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's better. The Wi-Fi is kind of cool, but all right.
Gotcha.
So $30 plus. Let's say you spend $100 on like a Fusion or a. Let's say you don't buy the Rapid Fire, which is more expensive. So you can get down
120.
Let's say 150. 150 for the module and etc.
Yeah, so you're paying 600 plus 150, so 750 is what you're paying to get HD0 and analog. But you're also getting HD0 at 90, right? And you're getting analog with HD0's claimed improvement on the stuff. I've definitely heard some issues with analog on HD0, but I think that's kind of the case with everything, right?
I think they've solved those, but I'm not 100% sure. They did have some issues. Whereas the Skyzone, $500. Let's say that if you're like big into HD0, then don't buy the Sky. You need the HD0 goggles because that's the only thing that'll do 90 FPS. If you're big into HD0, that's just what you're going to get. But if you're not big into HD0, like let's say somebody did analog and walk snail only, would this be tempting? Blunty?
Yeah.
Oh, you're there.
I'm here. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, it's 500 for the SkyO4X Pro plus how much for the module you said? Or how much is the HD0 module?
HD0 receiver? Standalone receiver?
Yes. I actually don't know what it's at. Is it 200?
$220.
220.
That's 700 plus antennas.
So if you call, right. So if you call, do you get antennas with the HD0 goggles?
No.
So we'll just leave antennas out of the whole round because you need 6 no matter what you're using.
Okay, fair.
500 plus 220. So 720 versus 750, but you're losing 90 FPS. And you have native analog versus native HD0. It's kind of interesting that they've like found some value proposition that works out. So you could say like, hey, there's a comparable number here, right? Because otherwise you think like, who's releasing analog goggles in 2023, right?
Yeah. I think the walk snail suffers here because I think that if walk snail is the only system where you can get the full benefit of the system by using the standalone receiver. Assuming you have a set of goggles where the HDMI input doesn't have additional delay. Whereas the other two, you benefit a little bit by buying the goggles. Anyway, very exciting time for FPV systems.